Hi everybody, beautiful day here in South Dakota and out in the Black Hills, beautiful scenery, and I just want to share a little true paranormal story or experience that I had about 20 years ago. Um, I was staying at a Super 8 motel in Salida, Colorado. I had been reading books on psychokinesis, that's moving objects with your mind, kind of a parapsychology kind of subject. And I was reading about how, I think it was Uri Geller or one of the other parapsychologists, that was able to bend keys with his mind. And so the Super 8 I was staying at had, they didn't have the magnetic slide like credit card type keys that they have now. They just had regular metal keys. And so I was, reading this book, and then I fell asleep and got up in the morning, and then I was going to check out of the hotel, and I was down to the front desk, and I was going to give them back their key, and I looked at the key, and it was bent, and kind of freaked me out, and I kind of apologized to the hotel. I didn't know how it got bent, but it was bent, and it wasn't bent before, and it, you know, didn't make any sense. So that got me thinking that the power of the mind is pretty amazing, and it's something to be taken seriously. So, so I think the moral of the story is whatever you set your mind on, um, subconscious forces will come into play to help you achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. So your subconscious mind is kind of mysterious, not totally sure how it works. And even today with neuroscience and all the modern technology, we still don't know exactly how the subconscious mind works. So, but it's probably more powerful than we know, and it can do some amazing things. Also, another true paranormal story that I have is I was in my RV traveling back from Arizona. I'd been down there for the winter in the desert, and I was traveling back to Colorado, where I had friends and was staying. And I always stopped in Ridgway, Colorado, because they have a hot spring there, so I wanted to make sure I stopped there. And also Dennis Weaver, he was on Gunsmoke. He had a bar there, a tavern, and I kind of wanted to visit it because it had kind of a Gunsmoke theme, and it was about Dennis Weaver, and so I watched Gunsmoke a lot as a kid, and so I wanted to see Dennis Weaver's bar. And so the night before I got to Ridgeway, I had a dream that the bar had been turned into a church. I thought, well, that's kind of weird, and didn't think anything of it, because dreams, sometimes dreams don't make any sense. Anyway, I get there to Ridgeway, and the bar had been sold to a church, and they had turned it into a church. So I thought, wow, this is something. So now I take my dreams pretty seriously, and I record my dreams. I use a little audio recorder, a little small one, so when I wake up in the middle of the night, I can just click on and just mumble in whatever the dream was about, and then I'll just fall back asleep. So if I don't record it, I'll probably forget it. And some nights I have 4 or 5 dreams, and so if I don't record, I'll probably forget that I even had that certain dream. So, and sometimes dreams are kind of precognitive. They, I'll have a dream, and then the next day or the next week, I'll notice that there's something in my daily life that I'd kind of seen in the dream before. And that kind of reminds me of the dream before. So I suppose some people would call it deja vu. But so yeah, those are two paranormal true experiences that I had that make me take parapsychology seriously and the power of our mind seriously. So whatever you set your mind to, it could happen. So keep an open mind. So we'll catch you next time. Bye bye.